But first, we begin this half hour with Westchester's Beeline bus systems need to make a change. That is according to a report from the Tri-State Transportation Campaign. News 12's Angelica Taruno has more.
We found that the county is getting relatively little service for what they're paying for.
The Tri-State Transportation Campaign's latest report says the Beeline service is infrequent, unreliable, and inaccessible.
Buses were arriving late, there was infrequent service, there was mediocre communication between the Beeline and its customers.
The Beeline serves as a first line of transportation for many residents like Annalisa Cabrera, who rides the Beeline bus every morning from Getty Square.
For the most part, they don't come on time, especially like when I'm trying to get to school on time. It takes forever.
She says it's the untimeliness that she's so upset with. Sometimes she's had to wait up to 15 minutes.
I understand like traffic can play a part, but early in the morning, I don't think there's that much traffic.
The Beeline operates under the service provider Liberty Lines Transit, and the county has a contract for service with them.
The contract contains several really concerning stipulations that would make it difficult for anyone to take over the contract except for Liberty Lines.
That contract will end in December of next year. In Yonkers, Angelica Taruno, News 12.
A county spokesperson says in a statement that reads in part, this administration has long been committed to collaboration. That being said, Westchester County has already contracted with TransPro, a well-respected bus transit consultant, to assist in the county in writing the RFP for the Beeline bus system. News 12 also reached out to Liberty Lines Transit, and we have not yet heard back.
There's a recent report from the Tri-State Transportation Campaign called the Westchester Beeline bus system, calling it infrequent, unreliable, and inaccessible. And now the Westchester County executive is responding to this and has issued a few critiques of his own. News 12's Emily Young brings us this story.
Westchester County Executive George Latimer says the report from the Tri-State Transportation Campaign calling Westchester Beeline's bus service infrequent, unreliable, and inaccessible is flawed in ways he finds disturbing.
The thing is that there's an assertion of deficiency that this report makes that has no proof to prove that it's an accurate assertion. And if you're going to assert that something is deficient, which is what they're doing in this report, you have an obligation to prove it with some objective data.
Latimer says the report failed to provide concrete evidence of a systematic failure of the bus service, and it failed to mention several changes to the service that have improved the overall quality, like switching to electric buses, making the buses free during the summer, and making the buses safe during COVID. They also didn't reach out to the county to open up a dialogue about improving the bus system.
We went ahead, did the report, and then had a press conference without discussing it with us first. But we want to work with people that want to be our partner, not people that want to sit outside the process and criticize us for whatever benefit that might be for them.
So what does Tri-State Transportation think of his response?
It doesn't address the long-standing issue, which is the service that folks have been experiencing and having for the last, several decades.
They say Beeline in Westchester is underperforming in comparison to public transit in similar-sized cities.
So when we say infrequent service, we're talking about people waiting at bus stops and not having bus show up.
We spoke to commuters to see how they feel about bus service in the county.
It's just not the best. Sometimes they run a little late. Just like 2 days ago, I waited like 30 minutes for the bus.
In Yonkers, Emily Young, News 12.